Good grief. Why do they never go in for me? Hi everyone, I'm back again with another video. This one is kind of a anniversary of well, it is an anniversary. So I'm going to whiz you back to 1988. Back in 1988, probably three of my favorite singles of that year were one by Metallica, Moonchild by the Nephilim, or Fields of the Nephilim, and Peekaboo by Siouxsie and the Banshees. Now, and a band that cast a long shadow, because they'd only split up sort of towards the end of the year before, towards the end of 87, were the Smiths. So on the 5th of September 1988, I took the tube down to Tottenham Court Road Station, got off and entered the Virgin Megastore, where I bought, and for the only time in my life have I done this, I bought 4 albums on day of release, and here they are. So I thought I'd just do a quick video, well, that's probably end up me wittering, on what I actually got that day in 1988, those far off, dim, distant days when I actually had a full head of hair. The 4 albums I bought were just, they're all so good. And I've listened to them loads ever since. One of them I actually listened to tonight, and it had been a while since I last listened to it, I think. But anyway, so I'm going to go through the albums one by one, and I'm going to go in reverse chart order because they all charted on the UK album chart from that week, which I think was dated the 17th of September. I think that's right. So first one of the 4. So entering the chart at number 20 on the 17th was Siouxsie and the Banshees and Peep Show. This is a brilliant album, truly, truly brilliant. The single Peekaboo sounded like nothing else around at the time. It was had a backwards accordion, there was off-kilter rhythms. Budgie was doing absolute wonders with the drums. It was just a brilliant single, and the whole album is just excellent from start to finish. It's not really a goth album. There's some gothy tracks on it, like Turn to Stone is pretty gothy, but it's just absolutely rhythmic wonder piece. It's apart from Peekaboo, The Last Beat of My Heart is one of the most gorgeous songs I've ever heard. It's Siouxsie singing at her finest. There's the other 4 members. There's Budgie and Severin and the other 2 who joined for this album, and I can't remember the names, but I'm sure they're on here somewhere. Oh, here they go, Martin McCarrick and John Klein. Absolutely wonderful record. Really nice Siouxsie label there. This was just absolute brilliant album. I'm having my problems. Here we go. So this reached number 20 on the chart, and it really should have been so much higher. It's an absolutely brilliant album, kind of like ushering in the latter phase of the Banshees, where they turned more into a pop band ish, kind of a skewed pop band, but this is full of skewed pop. Killing Jar, what a track. Scarecrow, Burn Up, just brilliant track after brilliant track. So that's that one. The second album is a much more gothy album. So hitting the heights of number 14 was this and I think it is a goth masterpiece, and I listened to it earlier on. It's the second Fields of the Nephilim album, which is called The Nephilim. This is a goth band that took kind of the occult and mythology and all that H.P. Lovecraft stuff to heart and wrote loads of Carl McCoy wrote loads of lyrics referencing the occult, Crowley, all kinds of nonsense really. But my word, the music is absolutely fantastic. So there's the label. You see that? Here we go. Absolutely brilliant. This isn't goth. It's kind of split into two sides, this record. You've got the first side, which is all the fast tracks, like Moonchild, which was an absolutely brilliant single. It hit the top 40. Phobia, which basically, I'm surprised Lemmy didn't sue them for that, because it basically nicks Ace of Spades wholesale. It's such a rip-off, but it sounds really good. Things like The Watchman, Chord of Souls. And then on the second side, on the B side, on side 2, they kind of stretch out and become taking almost proggy elements, I guess. Well, maybe not prog, because the rhythms are fairly standard all the way through, but the band is really tight. But they stretch out and lots of longer songs. Celebrate is just Karl McCoy and a bass, basically, with some cymbals or hi-hats or something. And that's basically it. But it's such a gorgeous track. And it just builds and builds and builds, this album. Well, that side of music does. Absolutely fantastic. So that's a Nephilim. Great cover. Like some kind of occult book. Love that. So that's a Nephilim. Right. Third one. Hitting the heights of number 4 on the chart is Metallica and Justice for All. Now, the official release date for this album is the 6th of September, but that was the American release date. We got records released on, and I've looked it up, and it was a Monday. I didn't realise it was a Monday, but we got records released on a Monday. So this was released on the 5th in the UK. I know because I bought all these on the same day. This is a great record. Despite good grief, they did him dirty. But the songs themselves are really good. Of course, it's got one, which is just, would it be the first? Well, it was the first crossover thrash hit, I guess. But you've got things like Blackened. You've got things like Dyer's Eve. You've got things like Short of Straw, Harvester of Sorrow. I mean, Harvester of Sorrow was a hit single, let alone one. Absolutely fantastic album. There's one of the inside covers with the... I've got to give this a clean. There's quite a lot of finger marks on this, I've just noticed, which is pretty naughty. But absolutely brilliant thrash album. Not their best. That's Master of Puppets, but still absolutely brilliant. What's the other one? Again, you've got lyrics on that one. Blooming fantastic record. And then to round it off, and I can't remember how much these were. How much were records at the end of the 80s? I probably spent about 25 quid or something, which is probably quite a lot of money at the time. But yeah, so the last of the 4 releases that I bought on that day was the Smiths live album Rank, with the lovely Alexandra Bastido on the cover, who's in the Champions. This was recorded in London in 1986. And it's fans ripping up one of Morrissey's shirts. It sounds really good. It does sound excellent, actually. Such a good record. It acts more or less as the first Smiths greatest hits. There wasn't really a greatest hits at the time. So this has got a lot of my favourite tracks on it. One of my biggest regrets is that I never ever saw the Smiths. I probably could have done. I'd been started going to gigs at the time, and I really should have done. The version of Queen is Dead is on here is, my God, they're going at it like 10 to the dozen. It's like, it's so fast. And then you've got things like Vicar and a Tutu, Cemetery Gates, London, which is a brilliant song, Big Mouth. It's such a good album. And it's the last proper release. I can't count this as the last proper release that the Smiths ever made, seeing as they'd broken up the year before. So there we go. The 5th of September 1988, a date I always remember. And I really wanted to make a video about it this year because it is 35 years. How did 35 years go by since I bought those records? Well, there you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed that quick breeze through. It's a 10-minute video. This is short for me. Thanks, everybody. And I hope you enjoyed it. Cheers. Bye.